Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Talksy English Listen and Speak. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm David. We are so glad you're tuning in today. How's it going, Sarah?
Honestly, David, I'm a bit exhausted. I went to a networking event last night and oh boy, my social battery is at zero.
Oh no! Let me guess. Was it the standing in the corner holding a cold cup of coffee kind of night?
Exactly. I tried to be brave, I walked up to this group of people and I completely blanked.
We've all been there. You just stand there like, "Hi, I am a human. I also breathe oxygen."
Pretty much. I actually said, "Nice to meet you," to a guy who I had already talked to for 10 minutes.
Ouch. That is the classic foot in mouth situation.
Oh, foot in mouth. That's a good one for our listeners. To put your foot in your mouth means to say something embarrassing or accidental that you regret.
Yeah, it's not about actually eating your foot, though that would also be very awkward at a party.
Definitely. But that's what we're talking about today, guys. Meeting new people. It's scary, even for native speakers.
It really is. I think people forget that English learners aren't the only ones who get nervous.
Exactly. Whether you're at a party, a new job, or just at a coffee shop, starting a conversation is an art.
Or a messy sport in my case. I once tried to compliment a girl's dog, but I accidentally called the dog sir and the girl it.
Oh, David, that's terrible. Did she run away?
She just kind of blinked at me and walked faster. I wanted the ground to swallow me up.
The ground to swallow you up, another great idiom. It means you feel so embarrassed that you want to disappear.
Totally. But hey, that's how we learn, right? You have to break the ice somehow.
Right. To break the ice means to say something or do something to make people feel more relaxed in a social situation.
So, Sarah, what's your go-to icebreaker when you're feeling brave?
I usually go for the environment. Like, I love the music they're playing here, or have you tried those tiny sandwiches?
The tiny sandwich approach. Very professional. I usually go for the weather, which is, well, it's a bit cliche.
Cliché means something that is used so much that it isn't original or interesting anymore. But hey, it works.
It does. Everyone has an opinion on rain. Is it going to rain? I think it's going to rain. I hate rain. Boom. Conversation started.
True. But then comes the hard part, keeping the conversation going.
Yeah, that's where the small talk kicks in.
We call it small talk because it's light, easy conversation about unimportant things.
Right. You don't want to meet someone and immediately ask, "So, what is your deepest fear?"
Oh gosh, no. Hi, I'm Sarah. Do you believe in ghosts? That might be a bit much for a first meeting.
Exactly. You have to start small. Small talk is like the warm up for a workout.
That's a perfect way to put it. It helps you get comfortable with the other person's accent and speed.
And for our listeners, it's the best practice you can get. Real life English is way different than a textbook.
So true. In a textbook, it's always, "Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you?"
Nobody says that. In real life, it's more like, "Hey, how's it going?" or "What's up?"
Exactly. And if you answer, "I am fine, thank you," it sounds a bit like a robot.
Beep boop, I am a fine human.
Stop. But seriously, "How's it going?" is so much more natural.
It really is. It's funny how these little phrases can make you feel so much more confident.
Confidence is key. Even if you make a mistake, if you say it with a smile, people usually don't care.
I agree. Most people are just happy that someone is talking to them.
That's a good point. We're all just standing there hoping someone else will break the ice first.
You know, Sarah, I think the hardest part isn't even the first hello. It's that awkward silence that happens right after.
The dreaded silence. That's when you both just stare at your shoes and wonder if you should walk away.
Exactly. To dread something means to be very afraid of it or to really not look forward to it.
Well, I found a little trick. I call it the free information technique. Have you heard of it?
Is that like giving out free advice? Because I have a lot of that, mostly about why pineapple belongs on pizza.
No, not quite. Free information is when someone gives you a detail in their sentence that you can use to ask a follow-up question.
Oh, like if I say, I'm tired because my dog kept me up all night, the free info is the dog.
Bingo! Instead of just saying, oh, that's too bad, you ask, what kind of dog do you have? Or is he always that noisy?
Ah, I see. You're picking up the ball and running with it.
Exactly. To pick up the ball and run with it means to take an idea or a piece of information and continue developing it.
That's actually really helpful for English learners. You don't have to think of a new topic. You just use what they already said.
Precisely. It takes the pressure off. But what if the person gives you nothing, like a yes or no answer?
Oh, those are the conversation killers. Like, do you like this music? No. Okay then.
Those are the worst. In that case, I usually try to pivot the conversation.
To pivot means to turn or change direction. So you just change the subject entirely?
Well, not entirely. Maybe I'd say, fair enough. What kind of music do you usually listen to then?
That's smooth, Sarah. Very smooth. I usually just panic and tell a bad joke.
Hey, humor is a great way to connect. Even if the joke is bad, it shows you're friendly.
True, but I once told a joke about a skeleton in a bar, and the person just looked at me like I was, well, a skeleton.
Haha, maybe save the skeleton jokes for Halloween. But seriously, sharing a small, funny struggle makes you relatable.
Relatable means that other people can understand or feel the same way about what you're saying.
Right. If you tell someone, I'm so nervous speaking English today, they'll usually say, don't worry, I'm nervous just talking to people in general.
It builds a bridge. It makes the other person feel more comfortable too.
Speaking of bridges, David, do you ever use complimentary comments to start a chat?
Like, hey, I love your shoes.
Exactly. It's a classic for a reason. People love being told something nice about their style or their work.
It's a win-win situation. They feel good, and you have something to talk about for a minute.
A win-win is a situation where both people benefit or get something positive.
But you have to be careful not to be, creepy.
Yes, creepy means making someone feel uncomfortable or scared in a weird way.
Don't just stand there staring at their shoes for 5 minutes before saying something. That's definitely creepy.
Oh gosh, please don't do that. Just a quick, by the way, that's a really cool watch, and then move on.
I think that's why small talk is so important. It's like testing the water before you jump into the pool.
Exactly. You're checking to see if the other person is open to a conversation.
To be open to something means you are willing to do it or interested in it.
Some people are just in the zone and don't want to talk, and that's okay.
To be in the zone means to be very focused on what you are doing, like someone wearing headphones at the gym.
Yes, never try to start a deep conversation with someone wearing giant headphones. That's a sign they want peace.
Unless their headphones are unplugged and they're just pretending to listen to music to avoid people, which I totally haven't done.
David, no way. You're too talkative for that.
It's true, I have the gift of the gab.
Oh, that's a perfect idiom for our listeners. To have the gift of the gab means you're very good at talking and can speak easily and confidently.
It's a blessing and a curse, mostly a curse for my neighbors when I see them at the mailbox.
Haha, poor neighbors. But for our listeners, that's the goal, to feel like you can handle a chat without overthinking it.
Well, I think the secret is being an active listener. You can't just wait for your turn to speak.
That's so true. I've talked to people who are clearly just practicing their next sentence in their head.
Oh, I've been that guy, especially when I was learning a second language. I was so worried about grammar.
Right? But then you miss the actual human connection. You have to go with the flow.
To go with the flow means to be relaxed and accept whatever happens without trying to control it.
If you make a grammar mistake while being funny, people will remember the laugh, not the mistake.
I agree. Another thing, have you noticed how different cultures have different comfort zones for meeting people?
Oh, definitely. In some places, a hug is normal. In others, a polite nod is the way to go.
Yeah, if you try to hug someone who isn't a hugger, things get, well, awkward very fast.
Awkward is that uncomfortable feeling when things are a bit weird or clumsy.
I once tried to shake hands with someone who was going for a high five. I ended up just grabbing their thumb.
Oh no, the thumb grab. That's a classic social nightmare.
It was, but I just laughed and said, wow, I guess we're inventing a new secret handshake.
See, that's perfect. You played it off.
To play something off means to behave as if an embarrassing situation is not important or was intended.
That's a pro move, David. It shows you have a thick skin.
To have a thick skin means you don't get upset or offended easily by mistakes or criticism.
For our English learners, having a thick skin is like a superpower. You're going to mess up. It's okay.
Absolutely. And hey, asking questions is the best way to keep the other person talking so you can take a breath.
Open-ended questions are your best friend. Questions that start with how, why, or what do you think about?
Instead of, do you like coffee, you ask, how do you like your coffee?
Exactly. It forces them to give you more free information.
I also like to ask about people's passions, like, what do you do for fun when you aren't working?
That's a great one. People light up when they talk about their hobbies.
Unless their hobby is something weird, like collecting toenail clippings.
David, why would you even say that? Now the conversation is definitely going to fizzle out.
Sorry, I was just trying to think of the most off-the-wall hobby possible.
Off the wall means very unusual, strange, or unexpected. Definitely keep it to normal hobbies at first.
Right. Oh, you like hiking? Me too, is much safer than, oh, you like taxidermy?
Exactly. But sometimes you meet someone and you just click right away.
To click with someone means to instantly like them and have a good connection.
Those are the best. It feels like you've known them for years, even though it's only been 5 minutes.
And that usually happens when you're being your authentic self.
Authentic means being real and honest, not pretending to be someone else.
If you try too hard to sound perfect, you might come across as a bit stiff.
To come across as means the way you seem or the impression you give to other people.
So relax those shoulders, take a deep breath, and remember, the other person is probably just as nervous as you are.
So, David, we've talked about the hello, the small talk, and the deep stuff. But how do you leave?
Ah, the exit strategy. This is usually where I fail and just back away slowly into the bushes.
Please don't do that. To have an exit strategy means to have a plan for how to end a situation.
It can be so awkward, right? You don't want to seem rude, but you also can't talk forever.
Exactly. My favorite trick is the future mention. You say something like, "It was so great meeting you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the party."
That's a classic. It's polite and it shows you're wrapping things up.
To wrap things up means to finish or complete something, like a conversation or a project.
Or you can use a hard exit like, I'm going to go grab another drink, but it was lovely chatting with you.
"It was lovely chatting with you" is such a warm, natural phrase. It makes the other person feel good about the interaction.
Definitely. And if you really like them, you can exchange contacts.
"Let's exchange contacts" or "Are you on social media" is much better than "Give me your number."
Yeah, give me your number sounds a bit like a demand. Not very Talksy, is it?
Not at all. So, guys, today we've covered breaking the ice, using free information, and exiting gracefully.
We hope these tips help you feel more confident the next time you're in a room full of strangers.
Remember, every friend you have now was once a stranger you had to break the ice with.
That's deep, Sarah. Very deep. But it's true. Practice makes perfect.
It really does. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They make for the best stories later on.
Exactly, like my thumb grab handshake. I'm still cringing, but hey, it's a story.
To cringe means to feel embarrassed or awkward about something you did or saw.
Well, I think it's time for us to wrap this episode up. We've talked a lot today.
We certainly have. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on Talksy English Listen and Speak.
If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review or share it with a friend who's also learning English.
We'd love to hear your meeting people stories. Did you ever put your foot in the mouth? Let us know.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep talking.
Bye bye for now.
See ya!